Long ago, one man cycled around the whole world on this bike. An absolute beast called the penny farthing. He rode the width of the entire planet over 4 years with nothing but a small pocket revolver. Yep, you heard that right, a revolver. Now I want you to imagine riding a bike across a poorly constructed path riddled with potholes, bandits, wildfires, mountain lions, rogue trains, and wild dogs. You're sitting on 3.5 meters off the ground on a wobbly bike with no suspension, no possessions except some socks, a spare shirt, a raincoat that doubles as a tent, oh, and the pistol. And you're headed on a ride around the whole world. Okay, so who would go on such an adventure that's not only mad, but that had never ever been attempted before? Well, this guy, Thomas Stevens. Okay, so it's important to know that traveling around the world on a bike wasn't something that people did back then. In fact, it was so uncommon that someone said this of Thomas's adventure. Instead of going around the world with a rifle for the purpose of killing something, or with a bundle of tracts in order to convert somebody, this bold youth simply went around the globe to see people who were on it. And since he always had something to show them as interesting as anything that they could show him, he made his way among all nations. In 1884, Thomas was 24 years old. From Berkhamsted, England, he lived and worked in San Francisco as a miner until he decided, why don't I just cycle around the entire world? I mean, this guy had moved from the UK to the USA as a teenager, so I guess he had some roaming energy in him. But as far as I can tell, this was an idea he had in his last position as a miner in Colorado. Boom. San Francisco, 8 o'clock on the 22nd of April, 1884. He started pedaling. Braving the great Sierra Nevada ranges, the mountains were empty, fresh after the Californian gold rush. He roamed the mountains and met almost no one, save a few Waco American chiefs, lonely ranchers, drunken cowboys, and of course a few fierce mountain lions in which that revolver came in handy to scare them off. So, yeah, this is no walk in the park, no cycle in the park. The roads across America barely existed at this time, and Thomas had to ride through train tunnels, ravines with 30 feet of snow, and over 40 miles of bare Nevada desert. Just a reminder, he did this on that precariously tall penny farthing, an original bicycle, but quite different to the ones we know today. This one's got one massive wheel at the front and a tiny one at the back. No suspension, and you're damn high off the ground, 3.5 meters off the ground. 5 months into this journey, he reaches Boston on the 4th of August, 1884. And it's in Cambridge, Massachusetts, that he gives a speech about his travels. He'll later write an entire book on this whole trip, which is what I'm basing this video on. It took Stevens 4 years to ride the 13,500 miles back to San Francisco across the whole globe. So, let's take a look more at Stevens' crazy route. After his talk in Massachusetts, he takes a steamer bound for England and starts riding his bicycle through Europe and then into Asia. His bicycle will take him from San Francisco to Chicago to Boston to New York, and then he'll set off from London to Paris to Vienna to Constantinople, Tehran, Karachi, Delhi, Calcutta, Hong Kong, Shanghai, and then Tokyo. From the reading, it's an incredible trek. From April 22nd, 1884 to December 17th, 1886. Pretty mad, but I'd be pretty keen to do it as well. Now most of the time he's riding that bike, or walking it over dodgy terrain, apart from a ferry to Azerbaijan, and a train to Georgia, and a steamboat to India. Not soon after, Thomas goes off to Africa to search for Sir Henry Morton Stanley, who got lost up the Congo Apocalypse Now style. Stanley is the guy that said, "Dr. Livingston, I presume?" Stevens actually does something slightly similar when he finds Stanley, and then when he comes back home, his bike is melted for scrap metal used in World War II. Man, what a story. Now, Stevens is a trailblazer. He's going places where bicycles had never been before. Because of this, he ends up in some pretty novel situations. While cycling through China, Thomas dismounts at a market. As he treks through the folds of food stalls, people start to dash about, howling demonic shrieks at him. As he rounds a corner, he's outright attacked by a riot of people. They throw bricks, stones, and yell curses as they mistake him for being French, on the opposing side of the Sino-French War, a war between the French and the Chinese over territory. As Thomas tries to escape this dangerous crowd running down the street, someone notices his revolver in its holster, and the riot pauses a few meters from him. He's hit in the head with a great big brick, but his big white helmet protects him. The police burst into the scene and manage to hide Thomas in the station. All the while, these rocks and bricks are being thrown into the police station as well. Then there's his sleeping arrangements. On his bike, he'll roll into a town and sleep in the Calcutta stables, or in a haunted Californian gold miner's hut where no one would dare disturb the ghosts. Stevens will slump down anywhere to rest after a long day riding his bike. In chapter 10, Stevens talks of people's perception of the risks concerning his trip. He says, "From the time I left Hungary, I've been warned so persistently of danger ahead and have so far met nothing really dangerous. I'm now getting skeptical about there being anything like the risk people seem to think." I love this quote because it inspires me to travel myself. There's always such uncertainty around new places, new people. But more often than not, strangers are wonderful. The planet is beautiful, and our attention is sometimes luckily placed in those two fantastic realms. If you want to learn about travel, brush up on a language, or how to do adventure filmmaking, check out brighttrip.com, where we have a host of courses on all things travel. Brighttrip is like Skillshare, but exclusively made for preparing people to explore our beautiful world. Wicked. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a wonderful rest of your day and take care. See ya.